one official visit. I'll let you elaborate on that if you want. One official visit that we know of, only one has been set as of right now that we know of, and that is three-star offensive tackle Egan Boyer, who's from just north of Charlotte, North Carolina, and he's going to officially visit June 16th through 18th. But again, as kids start rolling through in March, they're going to visit. They're going to get home. They're going to talk about it, or while they're on the visits, if the interest is mutual, then they're going to start setting up official visits. That's going to start happening soon. We're already seeing more and more of it in recent weeks, Jeff.
Yeah, and I thought that was really interesting that Auburn will not push for official visits this spring, or setting up official visits early. You're going to save those for later. Keith, I thought you made a great point as far as official visits, man. The one thing I think you hear from recruits all the time, of course I'm interested in Auburn, but how big is Auburn interested in, or how much is Auburn interested in those guys? And if they're bringing those guys in for official visits, there's got to be serious, legit mutual interest from both parties. Yeah. I think that says a lot. So for Egan Boyer, who came to Auburn's junior day, he's 6'6", 6'7", 265. He's pretty lean, but obviously he's still young. These guys are still juniors in high school, but Auburn likes him. He's going to come back, Keith. I think he told you for a spring practice, and then come back in June for an official visit.
Well, there you go. So the interest is pretty strong there. In fact, that was the only official visit he had set up when I spoke to him last week. That was it, just Auburn. So.
And same for Auburn.
We're trying to read tea leaves too. We've got new people working at Auburn. They don't know us that great. We don't know them that great. So the level of trust has to be developed over time, obviously, as we try to source and get information. But next up, Jeffrey, what type of feedback? That's a big storyline. What type of feedback are the prospects going to give during these March and April, but March specifically, because that's the month we're talking about, visits? In January, it was kind of like, hey, Hugh Freeze or Josh Aldridge, the linebackers coach, or Jay Thornton, the O-line coach, they came by my school. I got to say hello, talk to them for 30 seconds. But that January visit that a lot of these kids took either in mid-January or maybe that junior day, January 28th, was a chance to really, for the first time, have extensive in-person conversations with these staffers. Now, sure, they had talked on the phone, texted, direct message, Zoomed, FaceTime, all that stuff. But first time in person, really, really deep in person. Because when Hugh Freeze comes to a school, he can't sit there and have a 45-minute conversation with somebody. So that was big. But this is kind of taking that next step, Jeffrey, because you and I have seen this through the years. These kids, they get to go to practice. They're pulled out into the huddle. They're right there with the coaches, like right in the center of the action. If you're an offensive lineman, you are literally right there. They're going to show you all the drills they're doing. You're going to get to see your potential future coach working one-on-one with his guys. And then as a group, you're going to get to see the coordinators in action. You're going to get to see Hugh Freeze in action. And not only that, now we don't know how this staff's going to do things, but most staffs, at least with their top prospects, will bring them into team meetings. So Jeffrey, if you and I are two linebacker targets, which would be kind of funny to see, we'd get to go into the team meetings and hang out with Cam Riley and Wes Steiner and those guys. And then also watch the coach do his chalk talk up there with the players. So that's invaluable. What is this guy that could be coaching me? What's his personality like? How does he coach? How do his players respond to him? All that stuff. So they're going to get to do that, and then we get the reactions afterwards. What did it mean to them? Did it click with them? Did they see that they could mesh with that guy, Jeffrey? It's an important time of year now for these visits from that point of view.